Welcome to Inside the Firm, a podcast dedicated to small business owners and hosted by entrepreneurs, Alex Gore and Lance Cayko. Each week, they take you on their journey of how to start, run, and grow a business by bringing you inside their architecture and real estate development firm. Get a behind-the-scenes tour of how these business leaders manage their clients and foster company culture while creating new and innovative projects. And now your hosts, Alex Gore and Lance Cayko.
Welcome to another episode of Inside the Firm. We have an awesome one for you today. Housing is a priority. We're going to talk about it. I'm here with Lance, who is a house psycho. I am Al Architect Gore. Before we get started, I want to tell you about Revit Rocket Ship. And one of the reasons why is, and I'm going to do a side note. Remember how we older people love to complain about younger people?
Yeah, that's me.
This generation, this new
Yeah,
generation.
that's me. I've officially decided that I'm Gen X, by the way.
Yep.
I've officially decided, I'm actually Gen X.
Okay, Gen X.
So I complain about Al the Millennial Gore all the time.
Yeah,
That's
because
what
we're
I'm saying.
2 years apart. and that's only on the widest gap. It's like
I swear to
12
God, though,
months.
I swear to God, there's a big difference between me. I'm right at the bottom. I'm right at the very edge, like the sliver of Gen X at 41, and Al is right at the very top edge sliver. And then they're just, who are the people we should really feel sorry for is the people in between. Like, what are they? They're just like purgatory people.
purgatory people.
You're in like a purgatory generation.
Isn't that us though?
Stop. Today?
Okay, you have solidified it.
Yeah. I'm just.
So I'm
how can you do that? You point at the camera and you make it say it's true, and that's it.
Al Millennial Gore.
Al Millennial Gore. No,
I hate that.
I do too.
I hate that.
I
I
just
identify as a year older than I am though.
Okay.
So can I? I'll be turning 40 / identifying as 41. I thought we could do that.
All right, fine. He's Gen X.
Woo! I always had older friends.
Thanks for like. I hate when people.
Official.
I hate when people don't allow, like, me to be the judge. Like, did you see how that worked, everybody? Do you see how much more fun everything is when you're just like, fine, I'm just gonna play into Lance's like madness.
Well,
And he's like, somehow he thinks he's making societal rules.
Ross is an 18th century man, and we allow that.
We do allow that, actually.
Yep. So what I was getting at, which was my read for RevitRocketship.com, which you should definitely go to because everyone that drinks the Kool-Aid actually likes the Kool-Aid and does not die and gets better and gets more responsibility, which means more reward. So RevitRocketship.com, please go check it out. I was going to compliment the younger generation because what we would complain about before, what society would complain about before is essentially like, oh, they're lazy. Oh, they don't know how to do stuff. Oh, they need to be spoon-fed, right? Well, this younger generation coming in, a lot of them are freshmen. They have been this remote generation, and they had this remoteness when they, probably 2-3 years ago during COVID, right? So probably when they are in 10th grade, 9th grade, 11th grade, right? All of a sudden what I'm seeing is that if something from me actually goes out on the internet through Canvas and even goes out by accident, they are executing on it.
Yeah.
They are finding their own resources.
Oh my gosh, seriously.
Yep. So there was one thing that automatically published because people who teach will know this. Like you take your course from last year, you try to adjust the dates for this year, and things go out automatically. I didn't before. Last year and all before, I would have to say, hey, everyone, here's your assignment. I would have to go over in class. I would have to tell them when it was due. I would have to send out an email, and then it would also be on Canvas. And I would still get questions about, like, when is it due? Oh, we were supposed to do that assignment? Now, this was about a month ago. An assignment just went live on Canvas, just automatically, didn't know it was going to be. And then I never mentioned it, never even talked about it, never gave them a heads up. 90% of the people, didn't turn it in. I was like, oh, that's not due for, a month.
Okay. Now, I'm going to renege. I'm actually going to say that I'm a boomer and Al is Gen X because, and here's why the callback works, all right? This is called comedy, everybody.
That's how comedy works. You tell them so that they know.
Point at the camera. That's all you do. I can't get Canvas to do what Al's doing. So I am now a boomer. All right? Al's winning. And for just so you know, Canvas is what we use to teach at the universities.
So,
Even North Dakota State changed it.
So go to RevitRocketShip.com.
This is the greatest read of all time. Frankly, this is the greatest read of all time.
There you go. He pointed, so it worked.
Okay, what do
You
I
gotta
got?
read.
I gotta read. All right, accurate data is crucial, especially in today's business environment. Outdated and inaccurate data leads to turnarounds, delays, and rising costs. With supply chain and staffing issues, these costs and delays can multiply. That's why a resource like RCAT.com is so important. RCAT works with manufacturers to keep their data up to date and accurate and offers it to you easily accessible and free. Use RCAT's powerful search engine to find what you need and download it right there on the website without needing to pay anything or even register. So try RCAT.com today. That's ARCAT.com. Okay, Al, we got a barn burner here. What?
I was reacting to you.
Oh, good. I didn't even think I was going to contribute to today's show besides being, just the commentary. But I did have an article up here, and I thought it was, look at me, scrolling LinkedIn from time to time and finding stuff. Is the soft landing here is the title of the article, and it's written by James Callan, editor at LinkedIn News. The much hyped economic soft landing may have arrived. JP Morgan Chase executives declared Friday, so that was last Friday. After we had already recorded the show. The nation's biggest bank raised its earnings forecast for the year, noting that Americans continue to spend and big businesses are feeling confident. Wells Fargo, too, said the economic picture is solid overall. Despite some pressure on low-income customers, both banks saw their profits drop last year, though less than analysis had expected. Meanwhile, BlackRock and BNY both broke records in the quarter, with BlackRock hitting an all-time high of $11.5 trillion in assets, which is insane, and BNY topping $50 trillion in assets under custody administration. So what do you think, Al? Is it here?
No, it's so funny.
I think it is, actually.
What's the opposite of a callback? Foreshadowing.
Look at this. Look at this guy over here. Yeah. Good job.
It's called narrative, people.
Good job.
I think I will declare when the soft landing has come, based on our last segment, which is help spread the message that housing is a priority. So you will have to listen and wait for that, because I think that will be the true test of a soft landing.
Okay, cool.
But so let's transition, hard transition, no good segue.
No good segue.
We are expanding the construction firm, which is great.
Dude, I was thinking about it last night. So I went fishing with the boys because it was a hunter's moon, 100% full moon last night. Brother caught a 31-inch, 12-pound walleye. I did not. But when I was hiking with the guys, I think about business a lot, and I was like, I can't believe the construction firm growth. Like, I'm just like, it is. We had a executive meeting yesterday, as we do on the Thursdays, and then our superintendent said, I think we need to hire somebody. And I go, didn't we just hire somebody?
Yeah.
And the difference, this is why if you're an architect, you really need to consider not switching, just evolving, leveling up, becoming a builder, and putting the builder's hat on too. And not building everything, because I'm just like, it was so hard to grow the architecture firm. It's still super hard. It's such a competitive space, especially in Colorado. Like, the amount of time and effort and money we put into marketing this machine, and not just the website either. Like, Al's doing things. I think this next segment is me going to my first NAHB meet and greet, the recurring clients and everything. Once we turned on, and once we got the construction firm going, like the growth has been, it's almost too fast. Like,
once we got it going,
yes.
It took a while.
It took years. Don't get me wrong; it was very hard to start it too.
Yep.
But once the wheel got set in motion, it seems like it spins more on its own than the architecture firm.
Yes. And maybe we could dive into why that is, maybe later. But essentially what we had to do, and it worked out. It worked out, but then it didn't work out for some people. But for us, it worked out. Was we are always getting jobs, putting jobs in, and then either Lance or myself are taking the overflow. Because that's how it has to work, is like, this is what we've talked to millions of people. That's a bold-faced lie. Hundreds of other people who grow business, and they're like, you are the ones who take on the excess until you can pass it off.
You can safely say hundreds too.
Yep.
Monday Morning Coffee, the Inside the Firm. Check it out.
Yep. And that's where like your lifestyle is squeezed, my lifestyle is squeezed so that we can do that. And then all of a sudden there was an opening where the construction people had a little less stuff. And then like, who knows, like some weeks then they're super busy. And it was something like, okay, if this new person cannot take this on, then I just have to take on the extra responsibility. Or guess what? It's literally like throwing a ball to them quickly. Or maybe like 5 balls. And they're like, holy cow, this is a lot.
How do I juggle the balls? You got to try.
Yeah, well, and then again, more responsibility, more reward. Like, or I can just take all the balls. You know what I mean? Like, or I could just take all the balls.
Yeah.
But we're growing it, so it was that opportunity to do that. And then that's where you went with Thursday was like, okay, if this person is now getting out of the field more, let's hire someone in the field. And then we quickly looked at, we have like basically a master carpenter, I would say, out there.
Yeah.
And then we have a junior novice carpenter, and then basically a
Entry level, just
gopher plus. Yep. And it's like, well, let's get an intermediate guy if we can.
Yeah.
Yep. And then that's how we'll
But
place
the
the intermediate guy that is leaving.
Yeah. So it was two other thoughts I had about the whole thing was like, growth is hard, and growing, the act of growing is hard, isn't it? Like, when is it not? I mean, is it? And I just think about like as a guy who grows a lot of stuff, literally, like plants, right, with the garden and stuff. Like sometimes those, for like a plant to like pop through the earth, like isn't that hard? Like I'm trying to like really, like, do you have growing pains? I mean, that's a whole.
Well, for kids, yeah,
it's
like they'll cry at night.
Oh my God, yeah, absolutely. Like I had like Oshloggers or whatever for my knees because I was growing too fast at a certain period of like my last growth spurt was like 16 to 18, and my knees would kill me because it was growing too fast.
Was this before or after the dragon tattoo?
Oh, it was before.
Oh, I would have.
Golly. Anyway.
Just make sure people know.
So don't like. But man, what an awesome problem to have. Like, I don't know. Al and I just don't look at it like in a negative way. Like, we're always excited about the growth. Like, what a good problem to have. What a good problem to have.
But
the opposite is the worst.
But they talk about a good story has a problem on like a physical level, a psychological level, like all these different levels. Like, so what you're saying, growth in business or in like physical or in like spiritual, emotional, like all growth is like hard.
Painful.
Yeah.
There's going to be some pain.
But that leads to what? What's the opposite of pain?
Positivity. Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a law of polarity.
Yep.
It's a law of polarity. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where we're at with that construction side. Lance mentioned that we joined the National Association of Home Builders. He went to an event. We'll talk about that. I'm hopefully going to go to the award ceremony. I think I told you about that.
I hope you do.
Yep. Just as a meet and greet and all that. And I need to get the cards. Maybe you should just send off the cards with my name on it. That would be easier for me. But either way, you ought to do it.
Frankly, I will.
Point at the camera so it's official.
I will. On Saturday, I'm going to send Al's cards out. I got new cards made, and they're
cool.
They're really thick. I don't have them on me, whatever. Oh, and here's what I think. Like, I'm just going to give. Okay, because I'm doing the cards for Al.
Yep.
And now I'm a graphic designer, apparently. And since I'm going to do that, then Al has to do this. It's on camera, so he has to do it.
So people who listen on the podcast, you can just watch on YouTube too. I watch podcasts on YouTube in my car all the time. I just glance over what. No, you don't do that?
I do it all the time.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. I'm not looking at you weird. I'm trusting. A lot of the shows I watch are on Rumble, but same thing. We're on YouTube. Watch us. It's hilarious. What you got to do, Al, is here's my habit that I'm going to try to do it. So I met like 4 or 5 people, and there's a couple of them, but all of them I need to do it today, or I'm going to schedule it that the emails go out Monday. Whatever. My week has been nuts.
Oh, yep.
But like, try to email them back right away and say like, hey, it was nice to meet you. We talked about this. So for example, one way that I'm here's how it was. This segment is, Lance, how was your first NAHB meet and greet? Usually, so when we first started the business, Al and I joined the Chamber of Commerce in this little town that we work in, sleepy little Longmont. And I didn't like it. I don't think Al did either. I don't know. It was okay. But like, we were young. What are we bringing to the table? It's a recession. This is a way different environment, especially when you go in wearing both hats, architect and builder. And I had a perfect icebreaker the whole time. What it was I'm wearing my. Look at you, Pella. You still get a shout out even though you dropped us.
We use you all the time, though, Pella. We actually really
Pella,
like
I
you.
still really love you, honestly. Like, literally.
Yeah.
All the time I'm speccing you in buildings. I had my F9.
Send this clip, whoever runs our stuff, to us so we can send it to Pella. Give us this clip, and we'll send it to Pella.
Yeah.
Just to let him know that we appreciate
them.
them.
Like a little, make a little reel out of it, Bill. So anyway, I had my standard issue F9 pullover on, and it said F9 on this side, and then you get your little name badges, Lance Cayko, F14 Productions. Just had my sticker on. That was my icebreaker.
Okay, how did you do it?
So,
hey, I'm Al from Al Builds.
Hey, Al. Okay, from Al Builds. You're going to notice me now, just so you know, and you're going to go, F9, F14, I don't know what to do. You got to say it like that.
F9, F14, I don't know what to do.
Oh, you can do both. I'm
an actor.
Yeah. Look at this. He pointed at the camera. How much coffee have they had today? I haven't even had that much coffee. Just a good Friday, apparently.
Yep.
Still full moon. No. So they would say that, and I would go like, you can do both. Just don't do FU or something like that. Like I would say something like,
that is dope.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, don't do. I don't.
But like all I need is like one little in with the F9, F14, and it's such a good story for people who are like, F9, what does that mean? I go, not Frontier Airlines. You know what I mean? Like just something,
dude.
And I would start. It doesn't matter who. It would be a different alliteration of.
But okay, we talked about brain glue. Like I swear you should try this out on your email thing. F9 is architecture. F14 is building. We don't FU. We don't.
I want to. Sometimes he's so good. Sometimes I want to pick up all the expensive stuff that's around us and just start throwing it. That was
yeah,
pretty good,
dude.
Anyway,
people, that's gluey.
Exactly. You'll figure it out. So there was that, but everybody's friendly. But the real like the most reassuring thing that I was like, oh yeah, we should be doing this. We're supposed to be here. We're builders. So, like, a lot of the people you're meeting with are, for example, I met with this gal who does cabinetry stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I go, well, what if we have our own interior designer? She's like, no, that's even better. We would still love to, work with you guys. And then she can come. Now, you can send Sarah down and blah, 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 blah. And we have all these lines and everything. I'm like, oh, perfect. That's a perfect way for me to actually, like, reinforce the networking with this person.
Is a kitchen designer
Yep.
or just a cabinet?
Kitchen.
Okay. I need that person's name, actually.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. But like, we're still having our interior designer do it because we don't have we're not established enough interior design wise to have like access to lines and crap. You know what I mean? Met some solar guys. I think you'd be interested in. I should give you that card, and then structural engineer. Who else? Some other people. Whatever. But it's way different. Like they're actually more hungry for your business if you're a builder than you are for them, and vice versa. It was just super welcoming. It was good. I did my hour. I usually hate that stuff, but this one it was just like, oh no, we're swimming with our fish. Maybe that's what I'm trying to get at. It's like, oh no, it's not like you go. We went in the chamber and it was like, okay, there's 50 guys here and gals that sell insurance.
Yep.
It's like,
what are you gonna get from that?
Nope. But instead, it's nope. You just can so easily talk shop with everybody at these because we're all building stuff.
If you ever get a vibe with one of them, let's say it's like a BOA or something like that, I think your follow-up, Lance, you can mull this idea over your head over the weekend, is, like reach back out to them. Yeah. Maybe you do a callback to a joke and then say, hey, I would love to set up a meeting to show you like what we actually bring to the table. And you could do that 2 sets of plans things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And matter of fact, one of the guys wants to come up and do that for us. And he's like, I'll buy you guys lunch. He does they do very high-end electrical like
have
automated.
Them come to us, yeah, here.
That's what I'm saying.
Have them come to you.
And then we can pitch back to them and all that other stuff. Because there's got to be a give and take, right? It's like You're not going to get all my high-end clients that Al and I have worked on for freaking 15 years to command with all the websites and all the other crap, and then not get anything out of it. So I am just real stoked about it. That's how the first meeting went.
Awesome.
Okay, we gotta burn through these 3.
Help spread the message. Go to that one, Lance.
This
Top one. Yep. So NAHB, the message is housing is a priority, right? So basically what they said is to help spread the word, NAHB has created signs for members to use that feature 2 key messages. We build, we vote.
Ooh.
On one side, and
Let the builders build.
Let builders build on the flip side. These signs are meant to show that home builders and housing play an important role in the elections. And basically what they said, maybe you can find it, maybe I'll not find, is like, oh, we're here to vote. We're here to vote this year. Oh, here it is. And that the residential construction industry will be sending a lot of voters to the polls.
Yeah.
So
let's go.
Going on to the next. Sorry. Go to Eye on Housing.
I'm there.
So it's called eyeonhousing.org/highlights. No, Lance, that's the wrong one. Go to the other one.
Oh, this one. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh, they were both kind of the same.
They were.
Okay.
So eyeonhousing.org/highlights. I haven't watched these yet, but they have NAHB is putting these things out, and it's just little video blogs. Inflation slows in September. I'm giving you the titles. Remodeling market sentiment dips in third quarters. Home energy tax credit usage. Manufactured homes shipment prices characteristics. And then if we go, this is my callback.
Oh.
To the next article, which is decline for residential.
Now we're going that way.
Loans,
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
And
there's a graph.
The first graph I won't go into, but if you go to the second graph, it's residential construction loans year-over-year growth rate. And basically it starts in about 2014.
Yeah.
And it's the percentage of growth kind of grows almost up to 20%, and then it dips down to negative once you go to 2020, almost hitting negative 5%. Then all this money happened, and then it shot back up in 2023 to almost 20% growth, and now it's down to negative 10% growth. So the soft landing, Lance, will be achieved if that number can turn around. Because housing and everything is such a hold on not only inflation, because they said the most sticky part is housing, but then also, I mean, maybe we're just scarred by the Great Recession.
Probably. And
then how many home builders and then architects and then engineers were out of work because of it. So, like, that's what I'm watching. Like, if it crashes the housing, then you get recession. If they don't crash housing, then you get a soft landing.
There it is. You heard it first and maybe last. If you like this episode, you're watching on YouTube, leave us a positive comment, like, subscribe. Send us fan mail. If you're listening on iTunes, please leave us a 5-star review. We'll see you next week.